Hey everyone and welcome to the channel. I worked in kitchens for a long time, and the thing I miss most about working in them is the recipe testing. So today, I want to relive some of these fun memories and see if we can get an answer to the age-old question, which is better, the trusty pan sear or the reverse sear? If that sounds like something you're into, hang around to see how this all came together. The steak we're going to be using today is a good old Scotch fillet. I believe that's a boneless ribeye for my American viewers. The steaks were cut side by side from the same primal to try and keep the test as controlled as possible, and cut to the same weight of 350 gram or about 12 ounce. I'll get these ones seasoned really well with salt and a little garlic powder. I know it's traditional to add pepper, but for the sake of the test I didn't want to add the variable of the pepper burning on the pan sear method, but I'm sure these can't turn out badly without it. I'll preheat the oven to 210 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius. Then pop the steak we'll be reverse searing onto a cake rack on a tray and pop it into the oven. I will check this one with a probe, but I think it will take about 40 minutes to get to around 50 degrees Celsius or 120 degrees Fahrenheit internally. I'll set my pan searing steak on a plate and pop it aside while we work on some accompaniments. For a bit of fresh zing, I'm going to make a bit of a Salsa Verde, but because steak, hot sauce and mustard are best friends, we're going to add a little tang and a little spice to this one. I'll quickly chop my parsley. I'm not looking for anything perfect here, just chop down so we can drizzle it evenly all over those beautiful steaks. Then a few capers chopped down to be a similar size. These are going to bring a really cool salty note to our Salsa Verde. Into a small mixing bowl goes our Dijon mustard, followed by a good slug of hot sauce. If this crystal hot sauce is available to you, make sure you pick up a bottle. It's the best tasting commercial hot sauce I've ever found. Then goes in a couple of cloves of freshly grated garlic, followed by the zest and half the juice of a lemon. Give it a bit of a stir and add in a good glug of extra virgin olive oil. Into the bowl goes our chopped parsley and capers and mix it all about. Add a little more olive oil until you get the good drizzling consistency. Now that's looking pretty good, so I'll pop it aside and make another quick side. Let's make some really crunchy battered onion rings. I'll give the onions a peel and slice them into thick slices. Then pop out the centers and separate the outer rings. I usually only use the outer 3 to 4 layers, but you do you. And don't waste those center parts. They will definitely come in handy for something else, so I'll pop them in the fridge for now. I don't want to make this complicated. This is all about the steaks after all, so I'm going to make a really basic batter from self-raising flour and a little corn flour. I'm going to get 2 bowls going at the same time. One of these will be our pre-batter flour and the other will become our batter. After the flour goes in some seasonings: salt, pepper, garlic powder, a little smoked paprika, and finally into our batter bowl goes the corn flour. Using some ice cold water, I'll keep adding and whisking until I get a thin batter that just holds a stream off the end. And that's looking pretty good, so I'll pop my onions into the seasoned flour. I'll give these ones a really good mix around to make sure they're nicely covered, and then they go into the batter. I've got my oil set here to about 180 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit. One at a time, I'll add my onion rings into the oil and fry them until nice and golden brown, and when I taste them, the onion is nicely cooked through. Why can't I cook anything without making a mess? I'll transfer them to a tray with some paper towel and give them a good hit of salt while they're still hot. With all of them fried, it's time for the reason we're all here. Let's get these steaks together. I'm going to start with the pan-seared version. Heat a pan to medium-high. Add a little oil and pop the steak in. I like to give it a little push around to make sure we get a nice even colour and leave it to cook. This steak has come all the way up to room temperature, and I'm thinking for a room temperature steak that's this thick is going to take about 3 minutes per side for a nice medium rare. So I'll set a timer and give this one 3 minutes aside until it feels nicely cooked through. With that one looking pretty damn good, I'll pop it onto a wire rack to rest while I finish off the reverse sear. I'm not sure there's anything less appealing than the look of this reverse seared steak out of the oven, but let's fix that now. We'll get this one into the pan on maximum heat. The steak is basically already cooked, so we just want to get this thing done as fast as possible. I'll give this one a scooch around the same as the other one and watch it closely as that crust forms. The crust forms really fast on this one. It took maybe 1 minute per side and is looking beautifully coloured, so I'll pop it over with the other steak to rest. These both look pretty good, but let's see what's happening inside. Here we have the reverse seared method on the right, and the pan seared is on the left. I'll start with the reverse sear. And we can see here that it's got that really nice coast to coast red colour all the way to the edge with very little greying from the high heat. And then the pan sear. It has a little more greying on the top and bottom from the longer time on the high heat. But the proof is in the tasting. First the reverse sear. And it's delicious. It's really tender and it has a beautiful smooth texture, with almost no resistance when biting into it. And now for the pan sear. The difference is actually bigger than I thought it would be. The pan sear is not as tender. Don't get me wrong, this is still an amazing piece of steak, but eating them side by side you can see quite a difference. We better pop on some onion rings and salsa verde to make this one a balanced meal. Now the verdict. I know it sounds like I'm fence sitting, but I can't choose a winner. The reverse sear is more tender and has a bit more juicy and smooth mouthfeel, but the fat hasn't rendered down like it has in the pan seared. This is really surprising to me as I thought the reverse sear would win this one hands down, but it's a close race when you take all the pluses and minuses into account. I guess the conclusion is that the different methods probably lend themselves better to different cuts of steak. I would definitely be using the reverse sear for a leaner cut of steak, but would probably lean towards the pan sear for something with a higher fat to meat ratio. Thanks for watching the video everyone. If you liked it, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. See you on the next one!